Walking across the Mexican border every day to attend high school, Hector Ruiz began his path to becoming one of the most successful CEOs in America today. He is the chairman and CEO of Advanced Micro Devices, one of the largest computer chip makers in the world. He credits his success to the importance of education and reading that he learned from his parents growing up in Piedras Negras, Mexico.
They both owned and ran these bookstores for 30 years, I think, until they passed away. Although neither one of them had a college education, they were very strong about how important education was.
Shining shoes as a boy to earn money in the town square, Hector's big dream back then was to become an auto mechanic.
I had this Methodist missionary that kind of took it upon herself to coach me and help me, that told me, if you really want to be a good mechanic, he said, you need to learn English, because every book ever written on auto mechanics is in English.
That missionary, Olive Given, gave Hector the idea to go to high school in Texas. The beginning was rocky.
I had an F on everything that I took. And so the counselor called me into school and said, I think you're taking too many classes that are beyond what you should be taking. And he wanted to convince me to go to carpentry and trade things.
Knowing that the barrier was really his limited knowledge of English, Hector persevered in academic classes.
Had I allowed myself to feel like maybe I'm not capable of doing this, I would have ended up in a different place. So again, but that was the self-confidence and this thing that I call self-worth, which I believe is so critical, especially in Hispanic kids to have. It's so critical because that wouldn't allow me to accept that.
And Olive Given could see he was destined for great things in his future.
It wasn't until I got into graduate school, I was getting my PhD, that she told me, she said, I knew way back then that you really should be in a career in college, but the only way I could get you there was to coach you into being a good auto mechanic. She said, I will pay for 1 year of schooling if you go to college. Then she did pay for 1 year of schooling. And her only request of me was, someday in the future, I said, you got to do the same thing for somebody else.
Hector decided to attend the University of Texas. While he excelled in the sciences, he still struggled in his English classes.
And I remember going to the teacher, and I remember saying to him, I said, I was valedictorian at my high school. There's no way I could have been dumb enough for me to not pass English. So we have a problem, I said, and it's not just mine, it's you. And I'll never forget this teacher's face. He looked at me and he said, nobody's ever talked to me like that. And I said, well, he said, I'm showing you I'm competent enough, and therefore we're failing, and it's not just me, it's us. And he took it very seriously.
With the professor's help, Hector was able to turn his failing grade into an A by the end of the quarter. Eventually, he decided to study electrical engineering. After completing his Bachelor's of Science and Master's of Science in Electrical Engineering, Hector went on to pursue a PhD in quantum electronics at Rice University.
The important thing to accept, to recognize about education is not the answer to everything, but is an incredible opportunity to take advantage of those breaks that are going to be presented to you in your life.
In a similar spirit, Hector is leading Advanced Micro Devices partnership with other organizations to develop the 50 by 15 initiative to empower 50% of the world with internet access by 2015. His leadership has helped create a world that few could have dreamed of just 2 decades ago.
When we have still 3 billion people in the world today that really have yet to make a phone call, I mean, it's amazing.
Throughout his career, Hector has made it a point to use his education to help others. Hector Ruiz prides himself on helping his community and being a role model to other Latinos of just how far one can go given the opportunities provided by education. He currently sits on the President's Council of Advisors for Science and Technology. For reaching what is clearly the ultimate achievement in his profession, the Hispanic Scholarship Fund is proud to honor Hector Ruiz as our 2007 Triunfador.